Hello and welcome back to Chaotic and Witchy. I am so incredibly grateful to have you here with me today. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed and left a comment below. I love seeing your comments. And again, I'm very grateful for your support. So today's reading is incredibly exciting. We're going to be looking at what makes you attractive. So we're going to have a look at the cards and see what they have to say about what qualities make you attractive, what qualities make you special, and what qualities draw people to you, whether you're aware of them or not. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Meditate on a pile, make your selection, and I'm going to see you in a little bit. Hello and welcome to your reading pile 1. I am very grateful to have you here with me today. And I'm going to start off as I always do with the song that I picked for you today for this reading. I don't ordinarily read the lyrics from these songs. I tend to just leave them in the description box for you to check out, but I am going to try to start incorporating some of the lyrics that I think are very relevant to the reading by reading them out loud. So I'm going to go ahead and read some of the lyrics for this particular reading that I think are super applicable from the song that I chose. So the lyrics go, "The underdogs are my lions, the silent ones are my choir, the women will be my soldiers with the weight of life on their shoulders. Drink until you've had enough, I'll drink from your hands, I will be your warrior, I will be your lamb." So I think that is incredibly applicable to this reading because I'm going to come out and say it, pile 1. I think you have this incredible energy that draws people towards you. And I think that people are inclined to unburden themselves to you, that I think that in a lot of ways you're almost like a lighthouse, like you draw people in, you pull people in towards you. And the reason why I have this lighthouse imagery in my mind is this Empress card. Now this Empress card shows me that you are somebody who is very much creative, alluring, and in touch with your inner feelings. I think that you're somebody who likes to express yourself physically. I think you're physically attractive. I think you're somebody who likes to change up their hair a lot. You likely like to, dye your hair different colors, different shades. You likely express yourself with makeup, whether you're, feminine or masculine, that doesn't really matter. You're somebody who really likes to express yourself physically, and for this reason you are somebody that is both physically attractive, but you also have a lot of qualities about you that draw people towards you just because you, like I said, you emanate like a light in the darkness. You can see that pouring out of her is like this light and this galaxy. She literally has the galaxy at the center of her in her heart, and I do think that that is a quality that draws people towards you for better or for worse. And the reason why is I think you are, number one, very creative. I do have the Page of Wands here, which is very indicative of creativity, somebody who's overflowing with wonderful ideas, somebody who has a lot of color to them that is bursting out of them. Like I said, and you can see here, her hair is this variety of colors, this rainbow of colors, and she has this like almost this color storm brewing above her head. So I think that you're somebody who's very creative, you're very intuitive, you're very insightful as well, and that really draws people into your orbit. The other thing that I'm seeing here is I think that you're somebody who's naturally curious. You love to read. I have the Page of Swords card here, which is all about this natural curiosity, this desire for knowledge, this desire to go after the things that inspire you, call to you, excite you. But I think at the very same time, you have, like I said, this energy, this pull, this creativity, both physical and spiritual and, emotional in a lot of ways. I think that you tend to be a person who is also, like I said, someone that people unburden themselves to. You lend a listening ear, and I think that is because you've been through a past of difficulty. You know what it's like to have to kind of go through things on your own. You've had that lived experience, and you often allow people to come to you and you offer advice. And I think in a lot of ways, and I think maybe perhaps some of you might be in a profession that requires intuition and listening to people unburden themselves. So you might be in counseling, in psychology, or in a line of work where you do work directly with people. Perhaps you work with youth, but Or, you know, that doesn't have to be the case. You could just simply be that person in your friend group that people go to and they unburden themselves to. Because I do have the Ten of Wands as well as this Freedom card, which suggests to me that you're somebody who does carry a lot of burdens that are not your own, and you're almost entrapped by, you know, a cage that's not of your own making. I think that a lot of the things that people do divulge to you, a lot of the stories people tell, you take them so seriously, you take them to heart, and you worry for other people quite intensively. You don't like seeing injustice being done to other people. You're somebody who wants to correct it and to be a listening ear. So I think that while you carry some of your own burdens, you at the same time carry the burdens of others, as represented by this Ten of Wands card here, where you can see she's walking along and she has all of this baggage that's being carried on her companion here. And that is, I mean, the Ten of Wands is all about carrying baggage, carrying burdens, difficulties, challenges. And I think that these burdens are not your own, because I have this collaborative dreaming card here, which again tends to indicate to me that you're somebody who carries these burdens for other people because it is a collaborative effort. You're taking on something that belongs to other people. You might, you know, get messages in your sleep. You might intuit things really easily. I think you know when somebody is upset, something's wrong with them. You're quick to understand, oh, they're upset, I need to reach out to them. You check in on your friends a lot. You check in on people who are struggling, and you offer that support. And I think that's largely because you're somebody who's quite connected to both your own, you know, divine feminine energy, this Empress energy, but at the same time, you're also quite connected to the earth. You have, you know, we have the Muse of materials here, and the materials in this particular deck represents pentacles. I think you like to spend, like I said, you spend a lot of time offering a listening ear to other people, but at the same time, you like to sort of unburden yourself by going into nature, going into your quiet place. And I think based on the pentacle energy I'm seeing, this quiet place does have to do with nature, the natural environment. You likely want to sneak away and, you know, revive yourself in a forest or next to water, somewhere where nature can take its course and shape itself without restraint. I think that those are the places you like to go. And I also have the Hanged Man, which indicates to me that you do not dislike moments of stillness. You like to be in these moments of stillness where you're careful to recharge and rejuvenate the things that might in your day-to-day be burdens that are bringing you down and making things challenging. So you also have this way of constantly reviving yourself or trying to repair yourself so that you can continue being this source of light for other people. The other thing that I'm seeing here is that you're quite witty. I see that here, you know, through the Page of Swords. I think you're somebody, like I said, you're well read. You have a lot of knowledge to you. You likely like to, you know, watch YouTube videos on subjects you don't know and pick things up really quickly and learn things really quickly. You're not someone that's satisfied by just simply, you know, letting the knowledge come to you. You seek it out. You're actively evolving. You're actively growing so that you can be a better version of yourself. I'm seeing that quite strongly here. And one of the things that I'm seeing here is because you're so knowledgeable, because you're so witty, there is a bit of a caution or a warning here to, you know, we have the parrot spirit here that says, watch your words. I think that because you are so witty and so knowledgeable and so clever, that sometimes you can be a little bit sarcastic, a little bit cutting. And I think people love that. They love your wit, but you have to be a little bit careful that your wit isn't just coming from a place of stress or negativity, because sometimes you can, you know, be so witty and clever and charming and make all of these jokes or dark jokes, and it comes from a place of negativity. You're almost kind of trying to unburden yourself in that way. And I do think that you have to be careful with kind of the words you're repeating to yourself, sort of your mantras, how you're approaching certain things and certain subjects. If you're being, you know, is it coming from a wounded place, or is it just coming as a joke that you're trying to tell to alleviate a situation or to brighten a room? And I think that you do both quite well, but there is this time to release negativity card here, which I think both applies to the fact that I think a lot of people, like I said, release their negativity upon you. They like to come to you to share their burdens. They like to come to you to share their difficulties, and they release their negativity on you. But you have to be very careful that you're not just constantly absorbing that which isn't yours. So there is a double-edged sword to this for sure. I think that you are this energy that really actively pulls people towards you, but I think people can also find a way to manipulate your kindness or to abuse your kindness in some regards, in some respects, because they're coming to you. They see you as this light. They see you as this very colorful, exciting, witty, clever individual, and they might, take what they want, get their fill, and then just walk away and not offer you that reciprocal support, that reciprocal understanding. So I think that there's a bit of a warning here as well. But overall, pile one, I think that you are, very attractive for a lot of very wonderful reasons. Like I said, I think you're physically alluring just by the way that you carry yourself, by the way you express yourself externally, because I do think that you're somebody who is quite creative with how you express yourself externally. And you're also somebody, for a lot of people, you are their rock and you are their touchstone for where they can share their burdens and their difficulties. So you do have to be a little bit careful there as well, just so that you're not taking in too much of what isn't yours, and you're taking time to step away and go into nature and go into beauty and find revival in that way. So that is what I'm seeing for you, pile one. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you have a lovely day. Like, comment, and subscribe if you wish, and I hope to see you again soon. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile two. I'm so incredibly grateful to have you here with me today, and I'm going to read some of the lyrics from the song that I picked for you today. And the song that I picked for you today is Hunger by Aurora, and the lyrics that I think are very important to this reading are as follows. I've been born for some time, and I've got death on my mind. Come and follow me away from the nightlife, sleeping in nirvana, and I will long for the gutter. When I'm in your arms, I long for my freedom. And then she says a little later down, your body is a garden, cared for or forgotten. Kill me with medicine, heal me with poison. Imagine all the naked people on the work machines. If I cannot open my mouth, would you talk for me? So really what I'm getting from that song and from how I'm seeing these cards, I think that you're somebody who is, number one, very emotionally stable. You're very nurturing and compassionate. You have this Queen of Cups energy here. I think you're someone who's very highly intuitive. You very much empathize and understand the struggles of people, the difficulties that they go through, their challenges. And I also have the Seven of Wands energy, which is very much a protector energy. It's all about, in some cases, defending that which you've built, but in other cases, it could be read as defending the space for others, holding the space out for other people. And what I'm getting from the song that I picked for you, as well as, my interpretation of the cards in front of me, is that you likely have some areas of activism or some areas of political involvement where you feel very strongly about changing the way that things are. You are very much interested in certain political or activist causes, such as animal rights, such as civil rights, human rights. You are all about restoring that injustice or inequality as from the perspective of protecting, and from this place of empathy that you have very much carried within you. The other thing that I'm seeing about you that makes you very attractive or alluring to people is this High Priestess energy. And this High Priestess energy tells me that you're somebody who's also very mysterious. That for some people, although you are, this very attractive, alluring, emotionally intuitive, emotionally full person, you're also very mysterious. So I think it's very likely that you keep a lot of things beneath the surface. You kind of keep it to yourself. You have the Four of Swords here, which is a card of all, and the Hanged Man, which is all about kind of retreating into yourself, spending time in solitude, recuperating, and resolving the issues that you're experiencing through meditation and self-rejuvenation, reclaiming sort of your personal space. So I think that if some of you do involve yourself in activist causes, or you do find yourself battling for the rights of other people, battling for, you know, for equality, for justice, for fairness, and coming from this place of empathy, you likely have to take moments for yourself where you're retreating and recuperating and rebuilding yourself in moments of solitude. And I think the other thing about you that's coming through very strongly is that you're a very hard worker. You're somebody who definitely puts in the effort and the energy to chase your goals, to chase your dreams. I do have the career card here, so it's very likely that you work very, very hard either towards or within your career. It might involve a social justice element. It might involve an element of bringing equality and repairing wrongs that have been done. But it doesn't necessarily have to. You could just overall be somebody who really works hard within their workplace and is a very valued member of the community, of the workplace that you are part of. I think that you're somebody that is very valued, is hardworking, and is seen as such, and it really translates. Your work and your effort translates wherever it is that you go because you give it 100%. But at the same time, I think you also like to build yourself up through skills and knowledge, and there's this perpetual growth. You do have a zest for growth and for developing yourself intellectually, developing your skills and applying those skills in a way that is meaningful both to you, but to the community that you inhabit as well. I don't think that you tend to do things selfishly just for yourself. You are about uplifting other people and uplifting the lives of others. And one of the other things that I have here for you is I think that you're somebody who very much embraces the light side and the dark side of things. You're not somebody who bemoans or complains about things when things get difficult, when things get challenging. You're not somebody who's going to crumble, fall down, and not be able to face it. I think that because you have likely had difficulties and struggles and disadvantages throughout your life, which is where I think this Queen of Cups energy comes from, this empathetic, intuitive energy comes from, you likely understand the complexity of both the light and the darkness, and you're not afraid of difficulties and you're not afraid of hard times. And it's likely this quality that makes you such an effective activist for people, or such an effective voice for other people, because I do have this diving for light card, and this is all about this card represents somebody who is, just as I have described, not afraid of darkness, not afraid of difficulties, of adversity, of challenges, because you have been there, you've done that, you have faced it, and you understand that with every moment, you know, with every positive moment that comes into your life, there's also going to be difficulties and struggles and moments of discomfort, unhappiness, of peril, of trouble, and you understand and know how to maneuver this effectively. You maneuver it with elegance. As you can see on this card, she has like this beautiful regal elegance about her. She's almost queen-like. It actually really mirrors this Queen of Cups card strongly, because and almost like perfectly mirroring this Queen of Cups card, because you do have this history of darkness and light, and that I think that it is this quality about you that makes you so essential. The fact that you understand that, you know, you're not afraid of a challenge, you're not afraid of hard times, and this makes you such an essential component to so many people's lives, and this is what makes people incredibly attracted to you. You also have this 1111, which is a master number. I do apologize if you can hear my cats meowing in the background. I've filmed this video way too many times and I keep getting interrupted, so I'm just going to try to get through it. But like I was saying, you have this master number, so it's very likely that you are here to navigate that light and darkness, to learn through all of these challenges. If you are, you know, if you do believe in reincarnation and the fact that we tend to come back over and over again so that we can learn incredibly important spiritual lessons, you are likely one of those people who is here to go through the good and the bad in equal measure, face your darkness, face your challenges, face your demons head on, and learn and grow and develop, while at the same time doing that for other people, and reaching out to other people and trying to help uplift their lives and make their lives easier as well. And I also have this card here, which is what tells me that you've been through a lot of difficult challenges, difficult cycles throughout your life, because you have the end of a tough cycle approaches. And I think that this card was read in two ways. I think it applies to you and the cycles of light and darkness that you have had throughout your life, that you have had throughout your existence, that have helped you become empathetic instead of withdrawn and resentful and cold. But I think that in a lot of ways, when people are around you, they can also feel that the end of their difficulties are approaching, that the ends of their struggles are approaching, that they have some reprieve or salvation to their problems. And I think that's another reason why people are so incredibly drawn to you, is because you do offer for people a moment of being uplifted, of helping them out, of trying to, you show to them that they are not alone in a lot of ways. Whether you do this by sharing your own stories of difficulties, whether you do this through creative endeavors. I'm hearing that some of you likely write or create poetry or put out some sort of creative medium where you try to almost give people a break from their darkness, their struggles. You like to make people laugh. You are somebody who's uplifting, and you definitely have this energy. It's actually very similar to pile one in a lot of ways. So I think if you want to check out pile one, some of those messages might also resonate to you. But because I have this embrace the in-between, that is what tells me is that you're somebody who is not afraid of the good and the bad, and you appreciate that both happen in tandem and both are important. And you are definitely working through your pain, working through your darkness in a way to both improve yourself and the lives of others. And that is what makes you so attractive and alluring. And I think it's a lot of the difficulties that you may have had, a lot of the struggles and the difficulties and challenges you have faced that make you so effective in chasing your dreams and pursuing your goals and giving 100% in your career. Perhaps some of you have grown up without very much. You've grown up in families that weren't privileged, that did not have the assets and the resources that you are now working towards and bringing into your life. So that's why you work so hard. That is why you're so diligent, and that is why you're definitely giving it your all. And that is specifically why people are, they find you reputable, trustworthy. They know they can come to you and you can do a good job for them. So there's definitely a lot of that energy that is coming through for me, pile two. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciated having you here. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like this reading. Let me know what readings you want to see from me in the future. And as always, I hope to see you again soon. Hello and welcome to your reading pile 3. I am incredibly grateful to have you here with me today. And I'm going to get into your reading, but first and foremost, I'm going to start out with a song that I picked for you. And the song that I picked for you today is No Roots by Alice Merton. And I'm going to read you some of the lyrics as I think they pertain to this reading. And I do think that they're fitting. And I'm going to read to you some of the lyrics here. I built a home and wait for someone to tear it down, then pack it up in boxes and head for the next town running. I've got memories that travel like gypsies in the night, and 1,000 times I've seen this road, 1,000 times. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. And I really think that it pertains to this reading quite well, because I think that you're somebody that has this innate ability to make any place that you visit their own. You have this unique touch, and you really you can create your home anywhere that you go, because your home it comes from within you. Like, you have this Queen of Cups energy here that shows to me that you are somebody who is very emotionally deep and very mature, and you flow. You have this ability to flow effortlessly from place to place, from situation to situation, and bring your own unique touch to it, to bring your own energy to it. And really, you have this very dreamer-like quality. I have 2 cards here that say, dream a beautiful dream and have faith in your dreams. So I think that you're somebody who's, number one, a very powerful manifester. I think that you're able to, whether you're aware of it or not, you have this very innate ability to make your dreams a reality. You have this ability to create something where there is nothing. You have this incredible dreaminess, this very complex mind and beautiful ideas, and your imagination is almost boundless. You have this great knack for taking what is inside of you and bringing it outward, whether you know it or not. But that is definitely what people see about you and notice about you, that you have this capacity to transform and really create things out of nothing. And I think the reason is that you're not very materialistic. I have the Four of Pentacles card here, and usually the Four of Pentacles, there's some representation of that pentacle energy, that money energy, right? And here she has flowers instead of coins. And I think that, you know, ordinarily this card represents being conservative with your spending, being able to create something without relying too much on monetary values. But I think the other you know, it can also represent scarcity, but I think in this case, to me, it represents that you're somebody who's not very bogged down by financial materialism, by material goods that have a price tag attached to them, that you find value in something beyond that, in sort of your own creativity, your own imagination, or just the things that you cannot assign a price tag or value to, that you're not very materialistic, and that you do have a very, you know, terrific imagination. And like I said, you can create a world around you without needing financial resources, without needing those things. And I think that likely it's because some of you may have grown up in situations where there was a lot of financial scarcity and you had to rely on your imagination for, you know, for fun, or you had to retreat within yourself to solve your own problems because you didn't really have the external resources to do so. And while I do think that currently you are very much working on those resources, I do have the Seven of Pentacles here, which show to me that you definitely put in a lot of effort to create the things physically which you need, but you're not tied down to them. You don't really value those materialistic things. And in fact, I think, like I said, a lot of it is because you likely had some kind of pain or some kind of difficulty or some kind of struggle in your life, because I do have the Ten of Swords here. And the Ten of Swords is usually a card of very intense, sad, deeply sad feelings of betrayal, disappointment, difficulty, tragedy that have shaped you in some way. But I really love the illustration in this card in particular, because instead of, you know, the way that this card is usually represented with by a person who's laying down and has all of these swords stuck through them, she's almost this very light, unburdened. She has no baggage. She doesn't have anything that is, piercing her or bringing her down or weighing her down. And she has this very bohemian light energy, which is that's what is coming through to me. And that's why I think that you're somebody who likely has, physically you might appear very bohemian. You might like very flowing clothing, very minimalist clothing. You might even, go thrift shopping, or you might create your own clothing. But you do not have this attachment to the materialistic side of things. You don't have that. And for that reason, you're able to move through difficulties and challenges and burdens quite simply because you're not fixated on those losses. You're fixated more so on your dreams, on your inspiration, on the things that are motivating you right now. And that makes you very attractive. Aside from the fact that you're very emotionally stable, you're very emotionally mature, you're intuitive, you're also able to maneuver life quite effortlessly because you are not burdened down by these things that usually burden us down in modern society, such as materialistic fixations and things like that. And I also think that you have this, whether, you definitely have struggles where you don't believe it, but you definitely have a direct line to spirit. You have a direct line to the things that aren't material and that exist around us, but we cannot see, we cannot tangibly see, but we believe that are there because I have this eagle spirit. Spirit has your back here. And like I said, I have a lot of there's a lot of bird energy represented here, and I think the eagle spirit again speaks to your way of rising above difficult situations, of rising above adversity. And like I said, this flowiness that I see for you, this ability to glide like a bird, to fly above it all, to rise above it all, because you're not tethered or tied down to anything. And that's why I think the song for today, No Roots, is very applicable, because you do have this exceptional ability to flow and move through things quite easily. In fact, here you have in the Knight of Swords this Pegasus that is flying above all of the clouds, above all of the mountains, the jagged mountains and hills, and it's rising above everything. So I think, yes, you've had difficulties in your life. You likely have had a lot of adversity, but you've risen above it. And I think that is one of the things that makes you so attractive to people. And I think you really spark people's curiosity, because I do see in this Page of Swords card the way that she's got her glasses and she's kind of looking at something with such curiosity. I do think you spark people's curiosity and their interest because of this sort of free, this effortlessness to you. I think that you are naturally beautiful, and I don't mean that, you know, if you wear makeup that somehow means you're not naturally beautiful, but I think that you're somebody who's able to kind of do the most minimal thing, you know, to either wear minimal makeup or wear your hair loose, and you will still make people go, oh my God, who's that? And look at you, because you have this very unique, easy, flowing, natural beauty to you that is very attractive and alluring, because of the way that you carry yourself, because of the way that you flow almost like water. You flow like, you fly like a bird. You have this lightness and this effortlessness to you. And I do think that those are the qualities that really attract people to you. And the other thing is, I think that because you have had all of these difficulties and these struggles in your life, that you're quite courageous and you're able to stand up for yourself, although you do have this almost relaxed, you know, effortlessness to you. You definitely know when to put up a fight when it has to happen, because you do have this courage card. So I think even though there's a lot of this Queen of Cups, this flowing energy, there's also a ferocity to you, because if somebody oversteps or hurts you or hurts somebody you love, you're not afraid to go and, you know, give them hell or to bring them down or put them into their place because they have done a wrong. But you do not seek out adversity. You do not seek out fights or challenges for yourself. You do like to live a fairly peaceful life, a fairly modest life. You keep to yourself. But if somebody oversteps, you're not afraid to give them hell and to raise hell when it is necessary. So people don't like to mess with you because you're almost kind of like a sleeping threat, a silent threat. And you've definitely had moments in your life where people, you know, take you for granted and think, oh yeah, they're so easygoing and whatever. But then they cross you and they wish they hadn't, because you know how to defend yourself and stand up for yourself when it's necessary. And you do so for other people as well, even though, like I said, you have this almost effortless energy to you. And that is what I see for you, Pile 3. I think you're quite awesome, and definitely I think that you have a lot of wonderful attributes that draw people towards you, and it's with good reason. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you wish. If you like this reading, let me know down below if you want to see any other readings from me, what kind of readings you would like to see. And thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Hello and welcome to your reading, Pile 4. I'm incredibly grateful to have you here with me today, and I'm going to start off as I always do with the song that I picked for you. And the song that I picked for you today is Unstoppable by Seer, and I'm going to read you some of the lyrics from the song. The lyrics that I would like to read for you are as follows. All smiles, I know what it takes to fool this town. I'll do it till the sun goes down and all through the night time. I'll tell you what you want to hear, leave my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. It's never the right time. I put my armor on, I'll show you how strong I am. I put my armor on, I'll show you that I'm unstoppable. So the song, I think, really resonates with my overall interpretation of these cards and the reading I have for you today. I think that you're represented by this Queen of Pentacles energy. Now, the Queen of Pentacles energy is a very nurturing, compassionate, earthly energy. So think of somebody who is a cornerstone in people's lives. The Queen of Pentacles represents, you know, a particular person in a lot of ways. And I think that in this reading, it is you. I think that you're somebody who is likely responsible for the lives of other people in some way, shape, or form. You may be somebody who in your life and in your family has had to take care of your siblings, your family, your grandparents, and you had to step up and take care of your family in a way that put you in a position of almost setting aside your own feelings, your own needs, and your own you know, what you were feeling at the time, your own struggles and your own difficulties, so that you can very much wear this crown of, I want to say, not a matriarch per se, but somebody who is the cornerstone of people's lives, somebody who's the foundation of the lives of other people. I think you likely had to take care of a lot of people in your life. I do have the Ten of Pentacles, which does suggest to me that it might be little children, or like I said, you can have children of your own that you're responsible for, or just the people within your family. You are very much that pinnacle for people and the guiding light for people in a lot of ways. And for that reason, you had to, whether you like it or not, maintained this appearance of strength and serenity and composure. You very much do it very effectively. And that is the energy that draws people into you. That is what makes you so attractive, is this resourcefulness, this resilient sense that you've given off to people. And for that reason, I think people see you one specific way, while you really encompass this duality. You have both this energy that you put forward to the world, this resilience, this strength, this reliability. You're very reputable. If you are in a career, it's likely that you're in a higher position. You have people underneath you that look up to you and you are responsible for. And if not, it could just, again, be in your day-to-day life, in the way, you know, in your everyday life where you are taking care of other people. You might, you know, have a job where you work with children or you work with vulnerable individuals. And that is what means that you have to kind of put aside your own feelings and your own struggles so that you can effectively do your job for other people. And I do think that in a lot of ways you are a giver. You are somebody who, again, because I have this Queen of Pentacles energy, and I also have this card that says it's time to give rather than take. I think that for a lot of people, and in your day-to-day life, you're somebody that is constantly giving to others. You're very charitable, you're very thoughtful, and you, like I said, like, she looks so beautiful and serene, and she's got this flower crown. It is mirroring this Queen of Pentacles card very beautifully. It's actually happened in a few piles today where you have these cards almost mirroring each other, even though they're from different decks. So I think that tells me is, again, it calls back to your nurturing nature, your ability to take care of things. I'm also hearing that some of you may take care of animals or have taken care of animals. So perhaps you're in the veterinary field where you have to put aside your own pain and your own emotions to deal with clients or with animals or with you know, living things that need you to be that cornerstone, that rock, and need you to take care of them. So I do have this very overwhelming nurturing sense. I do feel like, look at this card here, you have the Six of Wands, and she's almost in this spotlight, and this light is beaming down on her, and she has all of these people at her feet. And I feel like that is you. You're somebody that people just see as this very important part of their life, this important facet of their life, and they need you for guidance, for assistance, for help. So I think that part of your life is very central to what makes you important and valuable and attractive to people. The other thing that I see about you is I do think that overall you have had a lot of times in your life where you had to walk away from situations that no longer serve you. I have the Two of Wands and I have this Eight of Cups, which shows that you're somebody who's capable of leaving that which no longer serves you, taking risks. I'm hearing that you've likely have had a lot of times in your life where you had to take a risk to improve your life or the lives of the people you're responsible for, and you had to do something that, you know, you may not necessarily love, but it has to be done. And you also know when to leave a situation that no longer serves you. So it's likely that you have had either people or situations that you had to walk away from, and you do this with a lot of grace. You do this just, you know, through a place of very well thought out and well-centered emotion, where you know that this thing no longer serves me and I must move on. And I think that you're incredibly blessed because you have the Seven of Cups here, and it shows, and also blessings, wherein you are somebody who is well taken care of, whether it is spiritually or through this path of life, where you know and understand that no matter how big the risk is that I am taking, no matter what I'm walking away from, there's something for me on the horizon. There's something better for me. And that is what I'm seeing from the Two of Wands and the Eight of Cups here, is that you're somebody who is not tied down to a specific place, a career, or a way of being, you know that you can move effortlessly from one place to another and be successful. And I think you have likely had to do that a lot. The other thing that I'm seeing about you is that you're somebody who really makes other people's lives, like I said, you do improve other people's lives, but the other thing that makes you attractive is you tend to color people's lives. You literally brighten up the lives of people, because I have this Six of Wands card and I also have this Come to Life card here. And if you look closely at the images, you can see how she's like this bright, she's, you know, very brightly illuminated here. She's very beautiful, and she has all of these people at her feet that are in grayscale. And you also see this woman here painting herself to light, while all of this earthly energy, kind of all of these blades of grass are coming out from the tiles. So I think that you are somebody who really brings life to people. And, you know, when people meet you, you revitalize them, you bring them a new sense of life, you reawaken things in them that may have been slumbering or lost or taken away from them. And people see you as this radiating light, this place where they can go to and get a new experience, reawaken. And I do think that you have that quality. You do light up a room. You do light up the lives of people around you. I think you're somebody who cares a lot about the people around you and their well-being and their safety, even if that means putting aside your feelings and your emotions, even if that means setting aside your needs. And I think that you likely have had to do that a lot throughout your life so that you can help other people advance or be taken care of and feel safe and nurtured. It's very likely that, like I said, you have a lot of people who depend on you in their day-to-day lives and see you as this Queen of Pentacles energy, this nurturing energy. And really, overwhelmingly, what makes you attractive is your ability to withstand difficulties, to withstand challenges, to walk away from things when they're no longer serving you, just because you know that no matter what, you have options. You have this ability to create and manifest and to bring new things into your life that will serve you better and will bring you more success. So I really get that sense for you, Pile 4, that you do have a lot of, you know, of yourself that you give away to others. And you also have this ability to create for yourself as well. So it doesn't overwhelm you. You're able to effortlessly do both and really help color the lives of other people and bring people to life, reinvigorate them. It's also very likely that you are somebody who really likes to travel, to explore new ways of being, new cultures and new ideas. I'm seeing this in this Two of Wands card because she has all of these, you know, travel images here. She has a globe and a little travel van. And I think that you're someone who does like to travel and explore and go to new places and see new things. And, you know, again, approach them through this perspective of developing yourself and your knowledge and growing. But overwhelmingly, I think that you're just somebody who is, again, this Mother Earth, this Mother Nature energy, this sturdy energy, this creative energy. That's the other part of the Earth element. The pentacle element is its ability to create life, the sustain life. The earth gives everything to us that we need to survive. And that is what I think represents you very, very well. That you have this capacity to, both for yourself and for others, give them that which they need to survive and thrive and prosper. So this is a very beautiful pile 4. I think that you're somebody that, like I said, you're attractive. You have all of these beautiful qualities. And I think that, again, the Ten of Pentacles to me shows that you're somebody's forever person. You really have the energy that when people do meet you and interact with you, they want you around for a very long time. You form a very important part of their life. And they cherish and value what you have to give to them. So you're not somebody who people are easily able to discard because you bring this infinite value into their life. So thank you so much for watching Pile 4. I'm incredibly grateful to have you here. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like this reading. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what readings you want to see from me in the future. And I do hope to see you again soon. Welcome to your reading, Pile 5. I'm so incredibly grateful to have you here with me today. And I'm going to start off, as I always do, with the song that I picked for you today. And the song that I picked for you today is To the Grave by the artist Bea Miller. And I'm going to read you some of the lyrics that I think are very appropriate for this reading. And the lyrics go, I can't keep hiding what's been underneath. No fancy covering, you get just what you see. Breaking down, let the words fall from my mouth. All the things I've never shown, all the things you'd never know. Hear me out, 'cause I've never made a sound. Couldn't keep it locked away, couldn't take it to the grave. So really what's coming through for me strongly, number one, pile 5, is that you're an incredibly strong, resilient person. I think there have been times in your life where you had to walk away from a very nasty, horrible situation. I do have the 10 of Swords represented here and the 6 of Swords. And what that tells me is, unfortunately, pile 5, you've had quite a bit of adversity in your life. You have had to walk away from people or places that don't suit you, that make you unhappy, that bring you misery. It's likely that you have had, you know, interactions with people who were cruel or unkind or took advantage of you. And I hate to say it, pile 5, but it's almost as though you are, you know, meant to go through a lot of difficulty in this lifetime. And I see that it's almost because, you know, if you don't believe in woo-woo stuff or things that are a little bit more spiritual, then perhaps this isn't for you. But really what I'm seeing for you, pile 5, is that you're here with a very special purpose. You are here with the goal of bringing peace and reconciliation to the earth, you know, in a grander sense. And so when you go through these difficulties, you're going through them as lessons so that you can then carry that forth through your life and either help somebody else or help someone else go through the same things that you have been through. And I think that overall, the takeaways for you, pile 5, is that these things, these adversities and these challenges have made you incredibly strong. They have really made you resilient. They have made you comfortable in your own skin. And I think that the song that I read out to you is very appropriate, because with you, you really do get just what you see. You are not afraid to show your strength to the world. You're not somebody who backs down. You're not somebody who lets people walk all over them. But at the same time, you have a quality to you that makes you very forgiving, very kind, very thoughtful at the same time, very balanced, because I have the Temperance card here. And I think that what the Devil card represents to me is that you're almost addicting to people who have both good intentions for you, but also have bad intentions for you, because you have this very special quality about you. You have something that, you know, comes not just, you know, is almost a birthright. If you do believe in reincarnation, if you do believe that some people are here for special purposes, then you are that very person. You are somebody here with a very special purpose, and you have this empathetic quality to you. You have this ability to offer patience and thoughtfulness and poise. And you're not, you know, while people might take advantage of you and hurt you, you are also somebody who gives people a lot of chances. I do have this reconciliation card right here. And what I see for this card for you, pile 5, is that you're somebody who's likely given people a lot of chances that they don't deserve. And people do have a tendency to take advantage of you. I think that while people who mean very well for you come into your life, that also necessarily means that there are people who don't mean you well that are going to be pulled in just because you have these very special, unique qualities that make you so attractive and so alluring. And you do have this elegance and strength and poise, and sometimes that strength is viewed as by some people as something that can be manipulated, something that can be taken advantage of, because while you are strong, you're not cruel. You do let people into your life. You do give people a lot of chances. You do let people, you know, not walk all over you, but definitely in a lot of ways, if you're not careful, they do take advantage of you because you have these qualities that make you very temperate, very nurturing, and very susceptible to wanting the best, to see the best in people and wanting to bring out the best in people. And you do have this light about you that draws you in, this confidence, this personality. I see this Queen of Wands card as somebody who's incredibly playful and fun and confident. And it's not zooming in right now. There she goes. Someone who's, like I said, somebody who really is alluring to people. And all of these qualities tend to draw people in. And like I said, it is the fact that you've had a very difficult and challenging past that makes these qualities so unique to you, because you have been forged by fire. You have gone through a lot in your past, because you are somebody who is very strong and very empowered. But at the same time, these qualities that pull people in can also, you know, inadvertently attract people who are there to manipulate and take advantage of it. So, you know, that's something to be mindful of. That is something to be careful of, so that you do not get entrapped in this devil energy. And like I said, the way that I'm seeing this devil card is that you're somebody who is very addicting to people. You pull them in and they can become obsessive with you, because you are very physically attractive. You are somebody, like I see a lot of red here. You might be somebody that really elevates people's passions to you. I think that you're quite seductive and sultry physically, because like I said, I do see a lot of this red, this very passionate energy. You likely are a very passionate person. If you are in a career or in a study, or you do something as a hobby, it's likely something that you feel very passionate about. You don't just do things just to do them. You do things because they are the right thing to do, or they inspire you, or there's a bigger purpose for doing them. You're not going to do a menial task or something that doesn't satisfy you or feed your soul or feed your intelligence. You are somebody who does tend to choose tasks that are meant to do something more. Like I said, you don't want to do things that are repetitive, menial, and pointless. So you want to have a higher purpose, and you definitely feel that in your day-to-day. And when you are doing things that are menial or pointless or repetitive, you don't get a lot of enjoyment out of those things. So you're definitely destined to do bigger and better things, just because I think overall you are here with a greater purpose. I do have this Legacy of Light card here that tells me that you are here for a bigger purpose, that you are guided divinely for a bigger purpose, that you're not just here to, you know, walk around, fart around, and do stuff that isn't going to satisfy or leave a mark on the world. You are here to change things in a bigger and better way. It's also likely that you're here to reconcile injustices in the world. Like I said, I do see the reconciliation card as one that tells me that you're here to restore balance, because I do have temperance and reconciliation, and you have a greater purpose here in life. And for that reason, I think that people tend to take advantage of you quite a lot. They tend to manipulate you. They tend to come into your life just so that they can benefit from you, from the life that you build, from your reputation. Like I said, I think that you're someone who's quite reputable. You're likely in a position, if you're not yet, you are destined to be in a position of power, but not to use or abuse your power, but to use that power to improve the lives of people, to improve the world at large. You're not here just to do something, you know, pointless and everyday and ordinary. You're not here to be ordinary. And I think it is this extraordinary energy, this nature to you, that makes people feel like they can manipulate you, get something out of you, and just walk away, leaving you high and dry. So I do think that that is a bit of a word of caution, but I'm sure you're aware of this already, because the Six of Swords shows me that you're here, that you're able to transition from places that, you know, from painful places, from, you know, moments of betrayal or disappointment, to better things. But you're also here to help other people do the same. So that is where I think that, you know, opportunism and that desire to perhaps take advantage of your kindness, of your goodwill, comes in, because I do think that there are people who are going to do that and have done that for you in the past. And overwhelmingly, I do think that you are someone who is very alluring for that reason, because you're not, you know, the standard person that they will meet. You're not the standard person that someone comes across. You're not afraid of adversity. You're not afraid of challenges. You face them head on with this very deep-seated internal strength and the external strength and resilience that you have built up for yourself. But you do have to be careful to guard it a little bit, because I think ultimately, if you're not careful, people will come in, sweep in, and take advantage of you, because you do have this energy. And if you are forgiving and you are kind, that is a quality that you definitely should, you know, keep, because it's a valuable quality. Not very many people are forgiving and are able to help reconcile and repair and work through difficulties, and tend to walk away. But you just want to make sure you're keeping that balance, so that you're not letting people strip away the parts of you that are important and that are sacred to you, so that they can bring you down and try to, knock you off of your throne that you've created for yourself. So that is what I have for you, Pile 5. I'm so incredibly grateful to have you here with me today. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if this reading resonated. Let me know what readings you want to see from me in the future. And as always, I do hope to see you again soon.